I'm gonna let you watch this long ass intro for what's already a really long video. But I realized I don't actually say what this is about. This is just me talking about a whole bunch of books that I really that I were memorable in some way. That's it. That's what this video is. You're welcome.
So basically, I didn't get enough attention today, and then I spent the whole day watching Australian YouTubers. So now I think that can you? It's so loud. It's oh my nails. Anyway, I don't have an intro, and I can just not stop staring at that pimple on my chin. I spent 50 minutes doing my makeup, in like a hot English teacher way, only to like not really like her in this lighting, because my fringe is just far too long. I'm taking my glasses off as well because at least now you can see my makeup. Basically, I uninstalled TikTok because it was ruining my brain and my attention span. And now that I've deleted it, I'm really up myself because I deleted TikTok. And yeah, I mean, I watched too many Australian YouTubers today, so now I think it's time for me to just talk about some books. Some of them I read in high school because I was forced to. So some of them I'm just gonna shut up and be like, I don't like this one. Oh fuck, that's a long message. Hold on. Cute, classic. So we have Romeo and Juliet. There was something in it. This one, me and all my friends read it, and then we completely like trashed the book, which I think is real fun. So like my plan with some of these was to talk about the assignment I did at school for them. I did do an assignment for this. We had to talk about one of the scenes and act it out in English, and me and my friend did that scene. Because it was like, ooh, because I didn't like partner up with my girlfriend in the class because like I was like, I actually wanted to get a good grade. She was really cut because we did the balcony scene because we were like, and I think I did. Did I do Romeo? I probably did Romeo. Romeo and Juliet, very good. I actually think it's one of my favorite Shakespeare's because I've only ever really read this one, and probably Hamlet, which I didn't like. Well, I actually liked quite a bit, but I like this more because it has better film adaptations. We're giving it an 8. I didn't really mean to rank them, but I felt like we're ranking them now. The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I shouldn't have had to look at that. This I read in an hour and a half before doing a practice essay on it. And the reason I read it in an hour and a half was because I was trying to not read it until I had finished another book, which was... I really hated it. It took me an entire school term and a bit to read it because I just really didn't like it. Brave New World. And I don't own it anymore because I didn't buy it because I didn't like it. I got a really good grade on the practice essay, and then I got a really shit grade on the actual essay. While reading this in an hour and a half, I had consumed at least 2 big Red Bulls, been up pretty much all night, and a couple caffeine pills. And have I read it again? Oh my god, I've dog tagged it. Let's see some of the bits that I've dog tagged and if they're interesting. I think I talked about feminism. So what did I do? I compared the women in The Great Gatsby to the women of Brave New World. I don't know what this dog tag means. This is about repeating the past. Something about kissing Daisy. Yeah, I don't know what these dog tags mean. I really liked it. I haven't ever seen the film adaptation. I just remember really liking this a lot. Don't know why. I just thought it was a lot of fun to read. So we're giving that a 8. This is a while ago. I had this tradition of every time I went to a school, I made sure to steal one of at least a couple books from the school's library, because I'm annoying. Anyway, this was stolen from my school's library. It's William Golding, Lord of the Flies. I really, really, really liked Lord of the Flies. Let me think of the essay I wrote for it. So I remember writing this essay. I had started working at a store, and the night before I wrote out all my notes on some post-it notes and random scraps of paper because I was on fitting rooms, and I had my book with me and I ticked out quotes, and I actually have no fucking clue what I talked about. But I really, really, really liked the book. Weirdly, I liked, who were the characters I liked? Everyone really fell in love with Simon. I really didn't care for him. Like, didn't fucking do anything. I think the main character I was into, Piggy, I was kind of like, I felt sympathy for. Like, I've been the annoying friend who doesn't know when to shut up, a lot. I just tend to break rules a little bit more. So I felt sympathy for Piggy, but then at the same time I was like, can you just shut the fuck up? So like, I understood what everyone around me must have felt through all of high school. Gave it a 7. Give it a 7 because I don't remember what the essay I wrote about it was. By it was a beat poet. It was a beat poet. It wasn't Allen Ginsberg. It was one of Allen Ginsberg's friends. I want to say Goldberg somewhere. William something Goldberg. William S. Burroughs. Was I just being racist because he was friends with Allen Ginsberg? Maybe. This one I read for fun and because beat poets, and then I really, really tried to work it into an essay, but I just couldn't ever find any like time to work it into an essay. I think I read this last year actually. While I was still being a public menace. I quite enjoyed it, I'll be real. It was a fucking good read. I maybe never want to touch heroin, maybe very scared of needles for a while. I liked it. It was a good adventure. Taught me life lessons. I would read this while smoking and then be like, I'm great because I'm so pretentious. This man got into so many relationships that he just never talked about. It was like, blah, 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 my wife? Pardon? Wife? But it was really good. I always wanted to recommend my friends to read it, but I didn't know how to be like, read this book about drug abuse so you stop abusing drugs. But it was really good. I liked reading it. We give it a good 7. I get 7 because I could never recommend it to anybody, so I could never fucking talk about it. Now I'm talking about it, I have nothing to say about it. This is To Kill a Mockingbird, which I also wrote my essay notes for. Okay, and they're still in the fucking book. On scraps of paper. Oh, this is precious. It's just wedged in the book. Did I sneak this into an essay? There's only one. I was sad because I saw this and thought there'd be more tabbing of the book. Let's see what this note says. Yeah. Very much liked it. Had a great film adaptation. Insert ham picture. Thank you. What was the essay? I wrote an essay about Scout, obviously. I don't think I actually paid attention to the message of the don't be racist bit of this book. I think I just cared about Scout. I am white feminism. Anyway, moving on to the bell jar. It's water damage. This I definitely meant to write an essay on. I wrote half an essay on this. Because I meant to finish it and submit it earlier, and then I didn't. So I wrote half an essay, talking about, I got a pretty good grade for it anyways. This was last year, year 12. The fact that you can, the best message for school is if you can write, like, anything, if you can't write anything, write half of it and submit it anyway, and you'll get a good grade. I wish I had just submitted my half-finished assignments all the time, because I would have done a lot better. I was reading this while a boy had clearly fucked me over, so let's see, let me just... Boys are hypocrites. All they want in life is a quiet, placid girl that will sit and agree with the nonsense that they explain to her. Even rebels are obsessed with purity. They want something they can ruin. Ruin is underlined. I was... I give this like 10 stars. I fucking love the bell jar. Clearly, I wrote an angsty little note in it. Maybe I don't agree with that so much anymore, unless I was really, really angry. But, good read. Esther's kind of a horrible person, and I really liked being able to see someone be a horrible person the way that I'm a horrible person. Like, from the get-go, she's just awful. I think my essay, I talked about how she doesn't really know who she is as a person. Yep. Also, I had a suicide attempt in it, so really connected with it. 10 stars. Great book. Loved every minute of it. Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I had to read this in year 12 English, and I didn't like it at all. Where did I read up to? So I read 35 pages in of a book that is 81 pages. I've tabbed out the where the part breaks are so I could talk about. I think I like read the start of every part. I watched the movie. I wrote an essay on this. I didn't get a very good... No, shit, I got a pretty good grade, actually. Like... No, it's pretty decent. I know it sounds like I'm bullshitting, but I remember walking into that essay room and being like, I had notes. Really mad I never kept any of this stuff. Didn't like it. I give it 3 stars. Honorable mention right here. Heart of Darkness. I had it, but the copy I had got moldy because I just left it somewhere. Or it got wet. I don't know, because I cared so little about it. I know everyone's like, Heart of Darkness is amazing. Didn't fucking like it. I couldn't do it. No one in my class read that book. Everyone else seemed to love it. Maybe my teacher just taught it wrong. Didn't read it. Got an okay grade on it though. So Heart of Darkness gets -5 because I fucking hated it. I've never seen a film adaptation of it either. Apparently there is one. I didn't even care enough to go looking because I just didn't care about the book that much because I'm blaming my teacher, I think. Whoopsie-daisy. Hamlet, which is our next Shakespeare. I like Romeo and Juliet. I didn't know I put these in here, probably for this exact reason. But I put pictures of my formal into it. No, that's cute. I didn't put it into a specific. I just kind of slot. You know, if you were to be sentimental, like I'm pointing at, be sentimental properly. Put all the effort in. Don't just put them in a book of Romeo and Juliet. Find a fucking nice. At least the balcony scene. I can't think of any others to reference. I swear to fucking God I read it. Thank you. Now back to Hamlet. I actually read this quite a lot. I performed one of the... Oh, the first fucking thing is falling out. Very much smells like a book. Oh, this is one of my favorite, monologues, I guess, because I did a performance of it when I did drama in high school, and I really connected with it. It's not attached to me. Even though I didn't really connect with Hamlet like most people did, I really connected with this one soliloquy, and I really liked it. And then it made me appreciate it just a little bit more. I really liked Ophelia, obviously.
I just want everyone to know that I cut out the bit of me doing a dramatic rereading of this monologue, so like you're welcome that I didn't make you sit through this. Although I will link below someone who did a really good reading of it, and I really like that one. So please go watch that one because it's very good.
A picture of Dorian Gray, which has so many tabs in it. I think I was just tabbing bits that were gay. Had homosexual undertones, because I was. Yeah, I can't tell if I read this for school or not, which is a bit worrying. Did I like it? A lot. Picture of Dorian Gray. I liked it. Why did I like it? I remember what happened. I didn't like the end bit where he's I think it was trying to really sink in the fact that he was evil now with that poor bitch. But I just really didn't. I was like, this isn't. There's no glamour here. He's just murdering someone for the sake of murdering someone, which is very, I guess, rich people glamour. But it wasn't like, I'm hanging out with my rich people and going to the theater. I'm just killing this bitch. There was no glamour, and there was no romantic subplot, and that's all I read these books for. Is the whole maybe not Junkie and not To Kill a Mockingbird. I think I found something in To Kill a Mockingbird somehow. One was I didn't read that. Hamlet, Ophelia existed. Lord of Flies. I did manage to find homosexual undertones in Lord of Flies. And everyone's gonna be like, they're children, that's weird. I was children. So, I mean, it's still weird, but that's how I made myself engage. I just talked at length for 3 minutes about why I like All Quiet on the Western Front, and then realized this wasn't even fucking on. Anyway, so this is gonna be very short. All Quiet on the Western Front, I thought it was quite good. It was one of the first literary books that I read, for fun, not in school or anything. I had fun reading the ones I read in school. I just didn't, I was forced to read them, basically. This was, the first step of me, reading for the sake of reading, which was actually helpful, because the further I got into English literature, by the way, I did English literature in year 11 and 12, they just started being like, compare this book to a different book. And I was like, what? Pardon? Why? And they were just like, just do it. Surely you read for fun, right? Anyway, All Quiet on the Western Front had really good prose. I haven't said that about anything. Everything I like because it had really good prose. Because I'm a poet, clearly. Good. And made me cry. And I've never seen a film adaptation of it. I don't know if one exists. That's how much I liked it, that I was able to just read it and I didn't look for a film adaptation. So all in all, my notes, my top favorite books I've ever read are probably there's some non-fiction and there's some poetry ones, but not non-fiction, there's some very, very, obviously these are fiction, but that stack of books on top. It's not Harry Potter, okay? Something a lot more cringe. But yes, in order what my favourite books are, The Bell Jar takes position number 1. I loved it. I think I'm Plath. Yep. Staying by that statement. Next one, Junkie. Had really good prose. And also, I just thought a lot about it. Liked it a lot. The Great Gatsby. It was nice. It had flair. Had that green light. And then All Quiet on the Western Front because I quite liked it. That's my list. This video took a lot longer to film, and I'm sure editing it will be a nightmare because I'll realise that like I actually don't like the video and delete all of it. So if it sees the light of day, I'm glad. I did my makeup for this and put on a button-down shirt and also a skirt I'm realising probably doesn't fit me. Thank you for listening. I own so many Penguin books. I just buy those fuckers because they're like $12 and I'm like, give me Penguin book, I read, hee hee.